Introduction. Greetings, meatbags. Timbo's been drinking, and he's in the mood to talk about Dad. We join him, already in progress.
They're deciding so many things. I got to vote a couple of times. Ever tell you that story? How I got to vote on whether we should have a stadium or internet. Whether the city here should have new internet connection or whether we should have like a new stadium or other things.
No, Timbo, you haven't mentioned that. Do tell, this should be super easy to fact check.
It's like isn't that cool? Isn't that crazy? I got to decide what the city should have. Son, what do you want? You want a new stadium? Or do you want the other thing? It's like when you play the Wheel of Fortune. You know, what do you want? The thing behind door number 1 or door number 2? Or door number 3? And Tim Dooley was like 8 years old. I swear to you, I'm not even kidding you. I was like 8 years old, and he was like, "So do you want in this city?"
So this was around 5
stadium.
96. Okay, that helps too.
Or do you want something else?
Something else? That's a weird vote. You better lie faster.
Do you want a stadium, or do you want 1 gigabit internet connection? What do you want? Like a nice new football stadium? Nice with football, handball, swimming pool. Whatever, you know. You want this one, or do you want like everybody gets free 1 gigabit internet?
Well, that was a nice almost recovery, we guess. Stadium or gigabit internet access for all in the mid-1990s. Yeah, gonna have to go ahead and doubt the hell out of that. The meatbag remembers that era in computing and the internet. The T1 connection at his school seemed pretty damn fast, and that was megabit.
Oh, and we did a bit of research on Daddy Doll. He was never in a city council position. His brother Benny was, though, in another town. So yeah, Timbo, your lies are terrible. Can't wait to hear what's next.
Everybody. Like we just drill down, we drill it down into the ground, everybody gets it free. 1 gigabit. Big an investment like this could attract investors, etc. Remember that this was the year 1990.
We do remember, as stated.
1996. Right? He's like, son, do you want a stadium? Do you want internet? Do you want 1 gigabit internet connection for free for everybody? Or do you want a new stadium? I said, I want this one. I think this one could be really cool.
Conclusion. And there you have it, the formation of your basic spud dud lie. Just like the kid at school who said his dad took him to work and let him drive, here we have a late 30-something man doing the exact same thing.
Isn't that cool? Imagine like an 8-9-year-old kid. I voted for the internet. I thought the internet was really cool. But there's 13 votes in the city council. Just tell you. But I'm not even kidding. It's real. It's not a joke. That's a real story. That's real. I was 8-9 years old when I decided what should we have in this city? What should the city look like? What do we want? What do you want, Tim Dooley? So I was raised to make big decisions.
Bullshit detected.
Unfortunately, though, people don't consider me much of anything at all.
Truth detected.
But my father, he was in a city council. But that wasn't his biggest thing. It was just a small thing. He was also in the regional council. So he also was a lawyer on the regional council where he also had a vote.
Citation needed.
And there's also 13 politicians. Right? So there's like 13 politicians or something like this in the city council. Like the mayor, different people, and a lawyer. Every law and everything they pass policies, whatever. Right, for the regional city council, everything new, if they need sidewalks or whatever, anything. So yeah.
We were unable to find any public record to back this up.
You know, tragically, one day he just passed away and everything was just lost. And I never cared much for money, so, you know, but I know my father, he had, his companies was $80 million or something, right? I was supposed to have $80 million. Think about that. I was supposed to have assets worth of $80 million, and I don't know how I got cheated from that.
Really, Spud Dud, if you didn't care, you wouldn't feel cheated. Let's face reality. Oh, wait, that's something you have trouble doing. We'll face reality. You face your delusion. Let us know if that continues to work out for you.
Fun potential facts. Did you know Timbo? He didn't own the law firm, so expecting to have control over its assets after Daddy died is ridiculous in the extreme, which is just par for your course. You mentioned in a stream a couple weeks ago that you did get $100,000 and pissed it away. We do pay attention. You might want to start doing that yourself. Also, could it be that your father, a hard-working man, didn't want to fund a lazy and entitled son in his delusions of grandeur? We'd buy that, even ignoring what you did to his stepdaughter. But then, factor that in too, and it seems like he was more than generous to you.
I don't know. I was supposed to have at least, you know, like my father, he had made so much money. So I don't know. I got surprised today. Yeah. I don't know how the banks end up, like, I don't know how Maya didn't, you know, get any of that. So, unfortunately, the people on the internet, they spend a long time trying to tell me that I was on welfare. Imagine that, the first couple of years when they were stalking me, they were saying I was on welfare in order to make sure that I wasn't making any money. And I wasn't on welfare. What? I was spending my own money to cover the expenses of the stream, while the people that were watching me was telling everybody that I was on welfare, that I was somehow getting an income that I didn't get. So they're trying to tell everybody not to pay any money to me, because then I could just bleed more money, right? It's like...
Hold it right there, Spud Dud. You do realize that while they may not have been accurate about the source, they were correct that you didn't need money because you already had it. So whether you were supposedly on welfare or spending your inheritance, either way, you had money.
These people are sick. They've been sick the entire time. Try and understand that. Very sick. Yeah, they don't have excuses for their lies other than they can say, well, that's what they did to a dead man.
Do you know what a lie is, Timbo? Because, unless these people had reason to know you were putting your inheritance into this decade-long train wreck, they weren't lying. Assuming what you say is true, that would make them incorrect. Being wrong isn't the same thing as lying. Nonetheless, you are on it now, though, well, disability. Or, as you call it, retirement.
Not that I made a bad choice. I didn't know I was going to get stalked, and I didn't know it was going to last forever.
Of course you didn't. You're a narcissist. You thought people would feel the same way about you as you feel about you. When you started out, you probably saw other live streamers goofing around and figured you'd fit right in. But you didn't, did you?
I didn't know that these people would never find a way to give up. I thought you could get rid of that. I thought you could actually tell people to fuck off, and eventually they would understand that you just don't want to spend any time with them. But turns out they're such losers, they don't understand what no means at all. Like they cannot learn it because they're autistic.
Timbo, you truly do not understand what trolling is, do you? Trolls know you don't want them. Telling them to go away is as effective as shouting at a frozen dinner to cook itself. In fact, from what we can tell, the only thing you are collecting is trolls and other detractors, as a result of your non-tent and self-centered nature. Face it, you beg for this. You may not realize it, but you do.
Anyways, does anybody want to join the garden? I'm kind of like, I'm looking for new friends. No one ever talks in my garden. I don't have a community. Does anybody want to build a community with me? Anybody out there? I want to grow.
Nope.
Otherwise, we're just sitting here, we're doing the same thing over and over again. And I don't want to. I want to meet new people.
Nope.
I want to grow some relations. I want to grow something meaningful.
Nope.
I want more potatoes here. Is there any... Like, I see there's 9 people here, so... Why is it only me and Rahu talking? Why is there a bunch of other fucking sitting out there staring at this as if they have something? They're not... Are you here or are you not here? Join the fucking conversation. Say something. Otherwise, piss off. Right?
You won't let us, and we can understand why.
Exactly. Exactly. Neil, you get it. So... you know, because I want to grow, and I'm sick of sitting here for no reason.
Nope.
I mean, I know we have the potatoes, and they already have done the job. I don't know what potatoes can do more. They've already grown. We've already grown. So we just need more potatoes, really.
Nope.
We just need more potatoes. Just more potatoes.
Nope.
More.
Nope.
When is Monkey gonna be a potato? When are all those people that have spread out in a billion different directions, are they ever gonna come back and be potato?
We can pretty much guarantee Monkey will never be potato. But you believe otherwise, and that's part of what makes you a cow.
Are they ever gonna admit that they left the root behind?
Nope.
Is anybody ever gonna realize that they can never live a fulfilling life? They can never do anything meaningful on this stream until they begin to connect with me. They cannot build anything meaningful from disconnecting from me and then
Nope.
expecting that there be some kind of connection.
Nope.
It's like people cannot live in that paradigm forever and expect that there be something here, because there will never be anything here.
Yep.
The whole point is that I connect to things in order for meaning to happen. Otherwise, there is no meaning in my life.
Yep.
I'm only gonna talk about me. It's always gonna forever be.
Yep.
And will always increase forever and ever and ever.
Yep. Yep.
Which means mud dwellers are gonna be more and more pointless and more like disgusting and despicable as time goes on.
Yep.
More pointless.
Nope.
And potatoes are just gonna be more greater and bigger and better and greater and bigger and better.
Nope.
Until there's no space for mud dwellers at all.
Nope.
Because why would there be space for them? I don't know them. I don't talk with them. They're not in my space.
Nope.
I don't recognize them. They're too slow. I don't even... What's the... Like, I don't know them. I don't know their friends. I don't know... And I don't care. And that's the main problem, is that at some point they realize we just can't be together anymore.
Nope.
No matter how long they stalked me. Because there's no space where I want to have them in my life. And there's no space where they say anything meaningful that makes them need to be in a space like that, right? It's like, I mean, they have nothing to do here or anywhere else for that matter.
We can always bring the truth. That's something you seem short on.
I can't find them. I look everywhere. I can't find good people. It's like the whole world is lost and drowning. They want to look to me and call me drowning. I'm the only one that's floating, bro.
They float, Georgie. They float. And when you're down here with me, you float too!
Maybe he means the dead man's float.
So, it's just delusional, and people be living in that world, and it's annoying because I don't know how to turn that around. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Everybody want to live in an insane, upside-down world.
Actually, it pretty much is your fault that nobody wants to live in your delusional world. Here in reality, we don't need to bend over backwards trying to play along with your impossible and delusional truth. Personal truths, Timbo, are not the truth. The truth is you're just another meatbag like the rest of us. The only thing special about you is your ego and self-opinion. And those are special in a bad way. Anyway, thank you for checking this out. More Spud Dud revelations ahead. We also hope you have a wonderful week.